Please welcome Garima Sinha and Tom Sanoki.
Hi, Tom. Where are you?
Hi, Garima. Ever since Dave's demo, I've been hanging out in Roblox Connect. It's so relaxing here.
What are you doing there? It's time for our RDC presentation.
Well, we can wait here a little longer, can't we?
Maybe you want to introduce yourself from here itself.
Sure. Hi, everyone. I'm Tom Sanoki, Engineering Director for Avatars.
Hi, everyone. I'm Garima Sinha, Product for Social. I'm really excited to be here.
So, Garima, what's your favorite part of Roblox Connect?
Oh my God, so many, and I feel like I've been talking about it for the last 24 hours nonstop. But the thing I really love about it is it's fully open source. So imagine the types and different kinds of experiences that developers can create using Roblox Connect. And then B, it really feels like you're together, right? If you just go from this mode to this amazing cinematic mode, and don't hang up on me like Dave did yesterday. And I hope I don't get my marshmallow today. But it's so amazing. I really feel like I can spend hours like you've been doing for the last 24 hours. And I think this is so magical. It really is such a big step function change in the way people communicate online. It's not available or not possible to do anywhere. The tech just wasn't there. And it's really all the amazing innovation Roblox has done in the last couple of years that has gotten us to this point. So I'm really, really excited that this is all coming together now.
That sounds great. And I'm super excited that all of these APIs are going to be available to our developers, that will be open sourcing and giving us the opportunity to build on ourselves. And now I feel an obligation to go on and...
Oh, you absolutely have to. How else do we share more about this? OK, let's go up on stage and take this a little bit more seriously. OK, you've heard so much about this. You've heard Dave talk about it. I've talked about it for, I don't know, last 24 hours nonstop. But trust me, I've been talking about it for the last year nonstop. I'm really excited. I wanted to share a little bit more in detail around how we expect this to be used by you all, what are the APIs we are launching. But also, this is all really early. So you're welcome to come find us. The team is here, give us feedback, and we'll continue to iterate on it. Calling API gives you a really easy way to trigger the phone book for users in your experiences. And when people call, you get a call back, and you can use that to decide how to teleport them into a private space. You can create like really fun experiences, like having a phone booth, having a bubble around them. There's a lot of fun stuff you can do with this. This is a really simple example of how you could do this integration and the prompt phone book call that you can easily make. PlayerView API, this is one of our first steps towards giving you more control over how users see their camera animations, how the controls work. And so you can really easily trigger or hide this view so it doesn't interrupt with your experiences, but it just feels really seamless. This is something we're very excited about. This will also extend into working for the rest of the camera tracking in public experiences that we released earlier this year. This is a really simple example of how you could utilize this. OK, but why do we care? I feel like at some point, you all are going to tell me to stop boring you with the same thing over and over again. So why do we really care? Just in Q2, people spent over 14 billion hours on Roblox. And when people are together, they want to communicate, they want to express themselves, they want to have a good time. Imagine if all of us at RDC had no way of talking to each other or no way of expressing. It would be so boring. I think it would be torture. So it's really important to help people communicate and express themselves. It's just such a core part of how people socialize, how people hang out. And at Roblox, our vision is to imagine how people come together and how they hang out with each other. And this is a really important step towards this evolution of our platform to help people come closer together, to feel like they're together, but also just really express themselves. We really believe the future of communication is expressive and immersive, just like real life. I don't know of very many ways of communicating online, of being with each other online when you are in very different parts of the world, very different parts of the same city, that feels like you are together. And I think all the tech and all that, not just from Roblox, but just in general in the industry, in the way our phones are able to process things now, it really makes it possible for us to build experiences that you feel you can be together with each other. It's not just a wall of text. It's not just you looking at a face. It's just about hanging out when you don't have an agenda. And I think that's really, really special. To make all this possible, there are actually 3 really important areas that we think about. First, immersive communication formats everywhere. We'll talk a little bit more about this, but if you think about all the things Roblox has launched in the last few years, voice, lip sync, camera animation, these are all available in public experiences as well with something like Connect, you can bring it to private communication as well. But it's really about giving all these different formats of communication, different mediums of communication to users wherever they want to be. The second is like these avatars need to be really expressive and really personalized. Like I want to feel like I'm myself. For those of you who've not noticed, since my avatar got yellow few weeks ago, I've been wearing yellow nonstop because I feel like that's me. And the third thing is we want people to have friends and family or other like-minded people they really care about. So let's go a little bit more into immersive communication everywhere. Avatar camera animation was launched a few months ago. It allows users to use their camera input as a way to animate their avatars. You all know this. Developers can opt in from Studio using a simple toggle. There's not much to it. It's just one simple step. From a user perspective, people have to go into their settings and turn it on and get device permissions. And from there, they can just start using it in any experience they want. They're also able to see their selfie view. We know that sometimes these controls are not amazing from your perspective, but we also need to give users a really consistent way of knowing their camera is on, of being able to turn it off, being able to turn off other inputs like mic. And so we are working on something that I'll share in a few slides, but this gives users a really easy way to see that their camera is on and to control it. In the very short period of time, we've had this feature out there. We've seen pretty amazing adoption. More than 113,000 developers have opted into it. More than 4 million users have already opted into it. So this is really exciting. What we've released is really our first step, and there's a lot to come. We'll be launching this for all ages very soon. It's really exciting that even right now it's only for 13+ users, but even under 13 users will be able to utilize camera for animating their avatars. I can imagine how exciting that would be for everyone. We also plan to release upper body tracking. It's kind of awkward when you're trying to animate your avatar with camera. It takes in facial expressions, but your hands are not moving, and we really want to make that possible. Upgrading heads, you've all given us a lot of feedback around this. When we think about people expressing themselves, people communicating with each other, these heads need to be able to animate and need to be able to work in a certain way. And with that in mind, we started upgrading all classic heads earlier this year, and we'll continue to upgrade full characters and continue to upgrade the limiteds later this year and early next year. And we are taking your feedback as we go. We are fixing things wherever opportunities are, so please keep it coming. Voice. Voice, I feel like we talked about it last year, and it's been such an important part of our journey in communication. Voice is now rolled out to all 13 plus phone verified users in US. It's rolling out to English soon, and then followed by other global countries. 2 million users, 2 million experiences have already opted into voice. More than 8 million users have opted into voice. That actually translates into more than 50% of top experiences now being voice enabled, and 11.8 billion minutes have been spent on voice since its release. And this is a really important piece, and this is like voice safety and just safety in general is such a key part of what we do at Roblox. I think it's just amazing to see the first thing we ever talk about when we are thinking about a new feature is how are we going to keep it safe? How are we going to be the most civilized platform in the world? And how do we do this at scale? And with that, like voice is a hard problem to solve from a safety perspective. You all know this. And so there are a couple of really amazing things that we are doing now that no one else in the industry is doing. First is real-time toxicity detection. It's starting in English, but it can detect real time when people are using inappropriate language. And then B, we are giving users more control. Like what if they enter an experience in a session where it's maybe uncomfortable, maybe they don't want to hear everyone talking right now. They can turn it off in one click, just mute everyone. Or maybe you only want to hear your friends and you don't want to hear everyone else. You will have easy controls to do that. So there are some of these like easy tools we are trying to give to users that help them have more agency. And this also kind of extends into how we want to give more control to developers and the broader community. This is exciting because I feel like last time the most questions I got were about our audio API. We are completely rehauling audio API. Voice will be used as another audio source. So you can actually do a lot of customizations using this. You can really build the types of products and experiences you want to in really easy, simple, customizable ways. This is a really simple example of how you could customize voice. I won't go into all the details here, but you can simply like set up the different sources, have them work with each other, and customize how you want different sources to work. You can imagine building experiences where different sources can be combined into having like one amazing source of audio, building out concerts in different ways than the way it's possible today. So it's really exciting, everything that's possible with this. Here's a simple example of how you could use it for push-to-talk. You can actually just wire every single audio source or voice source differently and use that for push-to-talk, and it only gets triggered when a user presses a button. Experience controls, this I think it's really important both from a user perspective, but also from the perspective of this community. We've heard a lot of feedback around how annoying the camera and mic buttons on top of the heads can be. So we are really trying out this experience control system that's actually available in beta in Studio for you all to try. And really, this is our first step towards giving a very streamlined, adaptive control system to users, but also a lot of agency to you all to see how to customize this for your experience. So right now, if you try this out, you'll have an API to customize it for your experience, but this wouldn't yet be a user-facing change. So this is like a perfect time to try it out, give us feedback, and we'll iterate from there. Last but not least, text chat is still a really important part of our platform. It is one of the biggest ones. More than 2.7 billion chats are sent each day. More than 17.5% of time spent is now on the new text chat service. Since last RDC to now, we've launched new features that actually has made it possible for us to drive more adoption. The new text chat service is more secure for you all to use in your experiences. It now has support for bubble chat and so on. And there's a lot of new improvements that are coming as well. Okay, and now I'll hand it over to Tom to talk more about avatars.
Thanks, Garima. Let's talk about how we make custom, personalized, and expressive avatars on Roblox. So we're focusing on three main things. We're unifying avatar schema so that all avatars get access to all features, making avatars easy to build in both Studio and for users, and making avatars move naturally and connect them more with their environment. Let's start with unifying avatar schema. So the community has asked for many years, is Roblox going to get rid of R6? Roblox supports all art styles. If you want your avatar to be blocky, mix and match, cartoony, or some completely different art style, that's always accessible to you. And we will always fully support that in all of your experiences and give you the control over making the kind of avatar styles and gameplay that you want. But R6 has been left behind, and all the new features have been coming to R15, and R6 developers don't get to take advantage of those. So we want to unify the schemas so that all avatars, regardless of style or gameplay, can take advantage of everything, and we'll all continuously get better as we improve the Roblox avatar system. So we're doing this in three ways. The first is the R6 to R15 adapter, which allows you to load an R15 avatar in your R6 experience and still preserve gameplay. New avatar settings to let you set consistent avatar size and scale, and R6 to R15 conversion tools to let you move your experience from R6 to R15 in a simple and seamless way. The R6 to R15 adapter released a few weeks ago. You can enable it by going to the workspace instance in Studio, and then click on the avatar unification mode and turn it on. Let's see how it works. On the left is an R6 experience, Lumber Tycoon 2, and on the right is that same experience with the adapter turned on, and no additional work. As you can see, it's an R15 avatar with layered clothing. It has access to all the features, but has the same size and gameplay as that R6 experience. We've done extensive work testing performance with up to 64 avatars in one server, and we found that the R6 to R15 adapter has negligible performance overhead compared to R15. Having said that, every experience is different, so we're looking forward to your feedback. If you find us working differently in your experience, please let us know. We want to support and fix bugs as we roll this out. This is available today in beta, and we'll be rolling out more widely in the upcoming months. Next, avatar settings, new ways to control the size and scale of your avatar. This will give you the opportunity to take an experience that's running R15 and set the size of your avatar to be R6 or any other scale. This will allow you to do R6 style gameplay such as obbies in R15, set a completely different size, and innovate in any new and exciting way that you find useful. So this will be coming later this year. And R6 to R15 conversion tools, a studio tool to allow you to convert your R6 experience to R15 while still preserving gameplay and other features of the experience you've built. Let's take a look and see how it works. So here is the tool. You can see it's loaded on an experience. It's retargeting animation, working through NPCs. And now it's going to go through code and smartly convert R6 part names to their R15 equivalents in a way that preserves the look, feel, and gameplay of your experience. This is fully transparent. You have the opportunity to look at every change that it's making. And it uses the R6 to R15 adapter so that you can incrementally convert one part of your game at a time and still publish along the way. So this is arriving later this year. We're looking forward to getting your feedback on it. We do expect to deprecate the R6 tech stack, not the art style, but the tech stack at some point in the future, but we'll give you ample notice ahead of time. So stay tuned for that. Looking forward to seeing how you use this and getting your feedback. Now let's talk about making avatars easy to build. 3 ways to do this. 1, better support in Studio for creators who are building UGC items. New ways to build avatars inside your experience for your players, and generative AI to automatically build avatars from scratch using text or video. Let's start by talking Studio. We're improving the Studio workflow for avatars, starting with improved avatar import, a new avatar preview tool, new features to automatically convert a mesh and texture into an avatar so you can focus on the art, not on the tedious setup, and new ways to publish UGC head and bodies on Marketplace. Here is the improved Studio import. This released a little while ago. You can see we have an avatar in Blender. We have an avatar in Blender, and the video is not playing, so I'll tell you what's happening. It is the avatar that's completely built in Blender, export to a file. We support GLTF with a support for dynamic heads coming in a few weeks. And oh, look, here's the video playing. And then you can import it into Studio, and we have a new dialog which will walk you through validation and errors in a way that's much more visual and seamless. Then you have a new avatar inside of Studio. Simple and easy. So this is available today. Give it a try. Next, a new avatar preview tool. This allows you to test out an avatar after you've imported it. So you can load some face animations to make sure a face is looking correct, throw on some clothing to make sure that the fit and style and caging is right, some accessories, make sure the attachment points are good, and then throw on some emotes to make sure the whole thing's working right. Don't have too much fun here. You have work to do, but this is available for you. And we'll be continually improving it over time with new features, new ways to validate and improve your avatars. Available today, give it a shot. Then we've announced and shipped new opportunities to publish UGC bodies and heads to Marketplace so that you can create more types of avatar content. This is available to UGC creators today, and we'll be releasing to everybody sometime in the near future. We've had some issues with validation and moderation inconsistencies. We've heard your feedback. We're working on fixing those as soon as possible and making sure that we have better support in the future for clarity in publishing and errors in this way. And I'm super excited about this. Coming soon, we're going to release a new feature we call Avatar Auto Setup, which automates the tedious part of avatar creation. It automates rigging, skinning, caging, segmentation, and attachment points, and does this automatically in import. So as soon as you import your avatar, from a mesh and texture, it now becomes an avatar in Studio. And we're super excited about this because it gives you the opportunity to focus on the art and the creativity, not on the technical, mundane aspects, and still get a great-looking result. Let's take a look and see what it looks like. Here are a number of bodies of all different shape sizes and styles, and this is all done automatically. There's no artist fix-up. This is 100% out of the box. And you can see that it gives you pretty good results across a wide range of art styles, and we'll be increasing the range of art styles that this supports through further testing and ML data models in order to give you the best results possible. This will be available for bodies and heads coming soon. Stay tuned. Now let's talk about building avatars inside an experience. This is our set of new APIs that will allow you to build tools for your users to build avatars in a way that's much more rich and flexible than before. First, we're releasing a new Mesh API. You saw this in the engine talk earlier today. It works on avatars as well. If you move avatar mesh verts or cage verts, it will reshape the avatar face and body and move rigging along the way so that you keep a good, appealing set of movements and shapes. Now, we're not updating rigging and sorry, we're not updating skinning. So your results may vary based on your face or the types of edits you make. But by and large, you can see on the screen here, it's holding up pretty well. So that'll be available later this year. And then next year, we'll be adding support to modify and create from scratch full avatar bodies and heads, including features like adding and removing verts, setting UVs, and a new set of Lua APIs, which will allow you to set rigging and skinning in much higher level, intuitive ways, not fiddling with individual skinning weights, which none of us love. So more on this. We're excited to see how you use this. Here is a quick snippet of how you'd use it. And now you can see this is all pretty straightforward and simple. And excited to see what you guys do with it. We're also releasing Texture API, also previewed in the engine talk. This also works in avatars. You have full control, read-write pixel level access, and 3D projection painting. And here's a simple example of how you might use it on an avatar arm. It supports albedo only at first and no replication, but more on that to come in 2024. This will also be releasing later this year, and we think you guys will have a lot of fun with it. Here's a quick example of how you might use it. And as you can see, it's all pretty straightforward and simple. More on this to come. We're also releasing features to let you upload to user inventory. This will give you the opportunity to take an avatar, body and face, use Mesh API to reshape it, use Texture API to create new textures, then upload it to your user's inventory so they can take it and use it everywhere else on Roblox. This is something that we're really excited about. We think it's going to really open up a ton of creativity, and it's going to give you a new and exciting way to engage with your users. So this will be coming in the near future. We'll let you know more about it when it comes. And the publish rules will match marketplace, so there's consistency. Here's a quick example of how it might look, how it works. And as you can see, the code is also pretty straightforward. So let's recap. To bring creation to your experience, you start by building in Blender or Maya, importing into Studio, taking that avatar and publishing to Marketplace, or leaving directly inside the experience if you need to, modify it in that experience using Mesh API and Texture API, and then taking that new user-created avatar and uploading it to their inventory. So all of this coming soon. Excited to see what you think of it. Send us feedback. We want to make sure it's working for you. Okay, and then let's talk about generative AI. This is the opportunity to build an avatar fully from scratch. No catalog search, no previously built assets, generating it all inside an experience from a text prompt and/or a photo. So we are early in this in terms of talking about it publicly, so we're not going to go into a lot of detail today. But we wanted to give you a little early sneak peek into our thinking. We see this as three distinct problems. Taking text and converting it to an image. You saw an example of this in the keynote yesterday. Taking an image and converting it to a mesh, and then taking a mesh and converting it to an avatar. Three separate but interrelated problems. We are looking to solve these problems in a way that will give you the most control so that you have flexibility on building it in your experience the way you'd like, while still making the whole end-to-end process simple and intuitive. So we'll be sharing more in the upcoming months, but this is something we'd love to hear from you, how you would expect to use this and what you find most useful. I want to give you a sneak peek on one exciting way, looking at the first item, text to image, the opportunity to retexture and create avatar clothing items. This is all completely automatic. Start with a text prompt that your user enters, generate a new texture. Now you can use this to create new avatar items. And then next year, we're looking to give you ways to upload the avatar accessories and clothing to user inventory so that you have the opportunity to use that as an engagement and monetization mechanism. So more on this to come. This will be released in Studio later this year and in Experience shortly after that. So thanks. Now I'm going to pass it back to Grima to talk about avatar movement.
Thank you. Okay, let's talk about what we believe makes avatars really amazing. And ultimately, they need to move naturally. They don't need to be awkward. They need to be able to do what users want them to do. They need to be able to do what experience context needs them to do. So we're really, really excited about where we are going with this. We are redesigning the default avatar. And I actually want to be this person. It's really cool. But you can see it moves a lot more fluidly. It's completely integrated with physics. It responds a lot more to the environment. And a lot of the movements are just like really seamless and smooth. This is my favorite example because I feel like it's really weird when avatars just kind of walk through walls or run into walls. I don't know which one is worse. But it's good to see that with this, a lot of avatars will actually respond to being running into a wall or being hit by a ball or being hit by a meteor. I don't know which one. Crouching, I think this is really, really cool. I don't need to speak a lot to it, but I think it's really cool that these avatars can naturally, automatically crouch given the context of the experience. So improved swimming. We've made it a lot more seamless, a lot more smooth. So I think this is really cool to see and really cool to see in experiences as well. And here's an example of improved climbing. I don't think I want to climb, but I think this dude is doing it really well. This is an example of object interaction. We believe a lot of the experiences where users can just walk up to something, pick it up, interact with it. I think this opens a massive, massive set of options for different experiences that people can have, but also user-to-user interactions. Like, what if I could walk up to Tom and take that panda from him? So I think this will enable a lot, and I'm really excited to see how this gets used. I think machine learning is really at the heart of this all. It gives us an opportunity to dramatically improve how our avatars move. So here is like a really simple example from our research team. And one other thing I would call out on this is, like, as we build a lot of this, it's really important to us to have good performance and really seamless, really smooth performance on all devices, no matter where people are using it. So this is really, really exciting, and we are really excited to release this in the coming months. Okay, then last but not the least, for all of this to come together, for all of this to be really fun for users, for users to spend a lot more time in your experiences, we know they want to do it with their friends. Roblox is so much better when people are able to use it with their friends. They retain more, they spend more time, they keep coming back. They keep coming back to experiences they can use with their friends. Just in Q2, 1.6 billion friendships were formed. More than 39% of users now actually have a real-life friend, which is really amazing because real-life friends actually drive a lot more retention and repeat use of your experiences on Roblox. 26% of users have actually opted into Contact Importer. And I'm going to show some of the examples in the next slide. And another thing is, like, when we talk about that real-life friends are really helpful for people to spend more time on Roblox, we do see that even in the features we are building. So things like QR code, et cetera, actually have an astonishingly high acceptance rate of 97%. And like, we are doing this at a platform level, but you can imagine QR code sharing from experience. If someone is in the same room or they're in the same class, they can share an experience with each other through QR. So things that really help people connect with each other in real life and find their friends real life work really, really well. Here are a few examples of things that we have shipped in the last year to help people find real life friends. Contact Importer helps people find friends from their contact book. QR codes, you are in the same class, you are sitting next to your best friend, you can just quickly show the QR code and find them on Roblox. And we're also giving easy ways for people to use real names on Roblox. And this is, again, really important for all the communication work and people expressing themselves with each other. Like, you are way more free if you know who you are talking to and you want to be able to connect with them. We talked a little bit about this. This was also in the keynote yesterday, but there's a really easy way for people to capture and share their favorite moments with their friends. We're starting off with screenshots, but you can imagine this is really our first step towards the type of content that people can capture on Roblox. You can imagine videos if they want to share to other platforms, but really the more exciting thing is, what does a new content format for Roblox mean? You can imagine 3D immersive videos. So you're not just watching videos, you can be inside it. You can replay them with friends. You can interact with them. And that could be really, really exciting. We will also be releasing a developer API. So you can, in your experiences and the best moment, just trigger, hey, like, do you want to capture this moment? Do you want to share it with your friends? Or like, do you want to capture different moments? And you know how in Disneyland, when you go down a roller coaster and they take your photos and people can choose which ones they want to buy. There's a lot of amazing things that you all can do with this to drive retention and engagement in your experiences. And then we know, right, if someone shares their experience screenshot with a friend, they're going to see it, they're going to want to come back and play your experience more. So this is really, really exciting. It creates an amazing flywheel for you to bring new users into your experience, but also just existing users again and again. Here's a sneak peek into some of the examples from our community. I think a lot of these features get used a lot by you all, a lot by the users, as I shared in the numbers. But it's just really fun to see how people are using these things. Sometimes I come across experiences I could have never imagined, which is really, really exciting. So with that, we're going to transition into our panel. I'd like to welcome Jessica and Jenny on stage.
We are launching Fashion Closet.
Unifying something, it's making yourself different in a beautiful way.
Get on over to Roblox
and drop all expectations.
I feel like it's the coolest video I've seen in a while.
Yeah, thank you. It's the team. They're out there. Yeah.
This is amazing. Before we jump into the panel, why don't you guys introduce yourself real quick?
Well, I'm Jenny, aka Love Spun, and I'm a UGC creator for Roblox. And that's me.
I'm Jessica Thomas. I am an art director for Sawhorse, and we've created brand experiences for the past 2 years. Some of our experiences are Aloe Sanctuary, the Elton John concerts, and Carly Kloss Fashion Closet, Tommy Play, the team's out there, and many more.
Nice, wonderful. Welcome. Thank you for doing this with us. I think I'll start by saying self-expression and identity is such an important part on Roblox. Users see their avatars as an extension of themselves. In fact, I've heard stories where people have avatars and then they start behaving like their avatar and start dressing up like their avatar. One of my really close friends' daughter when she dressed up a new avatar a few months ago, and that avatar would just constantly blink, which is our default idle state on the platform, she started blinking the same way in real life. And it was hilarious because for weeks she was like, I don't understand why you blink like this. And then she figured out, oh, it's because her Roblox avatar blinks like this, which I think is fascinating because we are in a world now where people are growing up, kids are growing up with Roblox, and they really see Roblox as such a part of their identity, as an extension of their identity, or actually themselves as an extension of Roblox, which is really powerful and inspiring. So I wanted to get your take on why do you feel identity and self-expression and why it's so important and what it means to you?
Yeah, I'll go first, or you
Yeah,
first?
go. Or I can. To me, I just feel like you had, just to circle back to what you had said, it is something that ties into our Roblox and our real life identity. Like even I am like subconsciously like, I should wear more pink. I need to put on more pink because my avatar is wearing pink, or my avatar needs pink and stuff like that. And so what I find, I guess, important and amazing about it is just the fact that we have so many options, so many things that we can do on Roblox to, express ourselves and just, be creative.
Yeah, exactly. We're way more than just a number. We're not just our little profile ID.
Yeah.
And our avatars are where we express who we are, and it is every player's true creative freedom on the platform. Yeah.
So Jessica, what are the most important design considerations when it comes to creating experience on Roblox?
An experience?
Yeah.
Well, it has to be fun, first and foremost. And we also believe it has to stand out visually and in its mechanics. And then I also think that it really needs to have value for each and every player and bring them some kind of power or some kind of new mechanic or something they're going to get out of it.
And what about you, Jenny? When you build UGC items, what do you think about? How do you find that? What do you do to bring value and to bring some design to it?
Definitely what I factor in is quality and how much quality can I smack into this UGC creation without going over the vertice limits or the texture size count. Pop culture is something that I always kind of lean into, and I don't think that a Love Spun release would be a Love Spun release without a bit of pink. So definitely those things for sure.
Pink for the win. Very nice.
Pink for the win, always.
Love it. I love pink too.
Yes.
Yes.
How do you approach identity on Roblox? And like personalization, customization is so important to people. So when you think about creation on Roblox, identity, personalization, how do you approach that?
Okay, so identity first, coming from working with brands, we find it's really important to make UGC and avatar items that work on the most avatars possible because brands want to be inclusive for everybody. So making things that are like layered clothing or hats that work on most avatars, back items, things like that is really important so that it's available to most people. And then I think, personally, Jenny is the best at personalization, making things that are great for every avatar. Like, for instance, her eyelashes that really personalize avatars in a unique way that they can really expand upon without just having a base avatar.
Yeah, definitely. And I would even just further go with the fact that variation and just what you were saying about, gosh, my brain was like dropping. But having options, like, and what she was saying with brands, what Jessica was saying, options, whether it be from clothing and fashion to, I don't know, different colors, but definitely options in body sizes, body types, genders, anything in between, realistic, non-realistic. I mean, I could go on, but yeah.
You mentioned eyelashes. I kind of have a follow-up question. If you think about like different ways people can customize themselves and how they can express, there's things like makeup and eyelashes, there's hair, there are tattoos, there's probably other things. How would you stack rank them?
How do I what?
How do you stack rank what's more important?
Gosh, it's a difficult answer for that one because I almost can say that I would just like gather it all and and I'm gonna make this, and this. Like usually whenever I am creating, I have like a set in my head. It's like, okay, well this is the pink set or this is the mermaid set or whatever. And so from that, it's like I'll make this piece, that piece, all of these pieces that connect into one entire unison piece that people have the option to mix and match with whatever they want because I usually upload loads and loads of different color variants. So, yeah.
Got it. How would you stack rank them?
Yeah, so we're kind of a little bit different. The individual creator versus the brand. Lovespun gets to put out multiple options like colors, everything like that, lots of variations that you can really show your personality. Whereas brands have, budgets that we got to stick to. So we have fewer UGC that we really need to pack a punch. So we do ones that kind of are more unique to the brand, but that we think that the community would really like. So when a brand comes in and they want to choose what they're going to make, we don't just straight up make what's on their catalog because the Roblox community likes kind of different things, And so we try to make things that have their unique style, but for Roblox.
And what's your approach to making that authenticity of the brand come out without making it like break the Roblox mold? Like what techniques do you, because you both work with brands, how do you approach it?
Honestly, I would say a little bit less whenever you're approaching, like dealing with the brands and the brands coming into Roblox, I would say a little bit of just not being so formal or so suited up as, we all like Robloxians like to say. And, just having a little bit of a personal, just a little bit less of like an engagement with the community. Like Robloxians, we all want to feel like, okay, well, Paris is coming into play and hang out. We get to actually hang out and see Paris. Or, if it's a brand thing, then, they just want to feel connected a little bit to, or we want to feel connected to brands a little bit, more of a little personal way.
Quick question for you. Roblox is inherently social. How do you think about communication and connection when you think about experiences you do for brands?
I mean, it's kind of the root of all the mechanics that we work on. It's the bread and butter of Roblox is social experiences and why we're so fun, So pretty much everything that we do for brands, we try to think of, okay, this is a fun one person can do this mechanic, but we need to include how can they do it with their friends.
Yep.
It's like always a consideration.
Makes sense. Has your approach changed as the Roblox demographic has shifted? So now a large part of our demo is 17 to 24. How has your approach changed?
I mean, this might be a better question for Lovespun because we always have been a little bit older.
But for me, it's mostly changed in the sense of I want to say, again, color variants, different shapes and sizes and creations that I make. Those are the two main things. It's just options and color variants. But for me personally, that has definitely been what has played a big role.
How do you think it's different for maybe a 12-year-old or versus a 21-year-old?
Well, I don't know that it's necessarily too different as far as color-wise or options like that, but I genuinely don't believe that too many of the items that are on the UGC catalog wouldn't appeal to, I could literally see someone my age going and wanting, the most goofiest little thing that you would think a 13-year-old would do. So it is kind of universal in that sense. So.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. Any last questions? No? We'll open up for questions from the audience as well. Anyone? You can find us after. You might not find them after. This is your last chance.
Yeah, I had a question about the sort of the calling feature. Are you going to be able to call your friends from within games?
Yes. So you can actually integrate this into your existing experiences, and then you can call the friends, and then you can figure out what you want to do when they pick up the phone. You want to teleport them into like a private instance of your game. Do you want to create like a private space within an existing experience? But you can initiate a call from a public experience.
Cool.
Hi, I'm Disordinance. I'm a UGC creator, and I'm going to ask Jenny a question. Where do you go about getting inspiration for your creations personally? You said pop culture earlier, but would you like to expand on that in any way? Do you use any like Pinterest or anything?
Yes.
Or how do you go about that?
Definitely Pinterest, definitely Instagram, and my imagination. I mean, I will look at a chair, for instance, or here, or even this pink dress, and find a way to merge the two. So it's always tapping into what I like to call the third eye, and that's kind of my thing. So.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. Thank you.
Can I ask you, what's your favorite creation?
Okay, so I'm a hair artist, so my favorite creations are a bunch of different hairs, some from Jenny. But I would definitely say hair all day.
Nice.
Hair.
Fun. I guess your hair speaks for itself.
Thank you.
It's amazing.
Any last questions, anyone?
I could ask another.
One last question.
So I guess this is related again to the calling thing, but in the demo yesterday, there was that campfire marshmallow and a stick.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I guess with stuff like that, what's going to happen with gear? Because that's part of the market.
See, that marshmallow was very special to me, and it was very specific to me. So it goes with me. It's not gonna happen with everything else.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just me and my marshmallow.
Cool. All right. Well, thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Thanks all.
Thank you.